What's good, friends? We're back here again. I've got Cam to my left and Eric fucking Crane down on the end. Zach is hanging out with us as well. He's making the audio sound pretty.
Yeah, we had to fire our audio guy. So.
Fired? I think he was just too drunk to drive, which is good. Kids, don't drink and drive. Don't be doing that.
No, he's fine.
Unless you have a podcast.
Unless you've got a podcast to be at, in which case...
Yeah, then maybe just don't drink before the podcast.
Sure.
So you can make it to the podcast.
Pot calling the kettle black.
Well, I live here, asshole. I don't have to drive.
That's fair. That's fair. Either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
Both valid points.
Yeah.
Both valid
Both
points.
good things to think about, I guess. But we're hanging out, talking about games. This was a pretty good week, I guess. We got some nonsense to be talking about. But first, just give me what you've been playing this week. If you've been playing anything, start with our friend in the mustache down the end.
The mustache.
Yeah, looking good. Handsome as fuck.
Really not a whole lot of new stuff. I'm kind of sad because I'm too broke to buy all the games that I want to play.
I get that.
Or I don't have the Switch to play Mario Odyssey. I do want to play Call of Duty whenever I get money next week.
Yeah, good. Somebody needs to. I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
I hear the campaign's pretty solid, but it always is, I guess.
Yeah. I haven't really been doing too much. I made Bailey start watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. She loves it.
It's a waste of fucking time.
Yeah.
God,
you're gonna
I hate Full Metal Alchemist
The
from my
Brotherhood?
soul. No, because I hate the first one so much, I won't give Brotherhood
I've heard
a chance.
the first one's just so terrible you shouldn't watch it.
I'm not
so I
going to
never
give them
watched
a
it.
second chance. They don't deserve
Brotherhood's
a second
actually, it's alright.
chance. Fucking trash.
It's like one of the top rated animes.
It is.
on
It's
every
like
list.
top 3 or 4, but they can get fucked.
Brotherhood is.
That's how much I hate the OG Full Metal
I haven't seen
Alchemist.
the OG one.
Brotherhood.
So
Don't do
I've
that.
heard it's just
You'll get
trash.
hostile as shit. Oh, God, so mad. Because it was good. Was it like 51 episodes? For 50 episodes, it's really fucking good.
The ending was that
One
bad?
episode, it kicks you straight in the dick. Goddamn World War II Germany comes into play. World War II Germany. What the fuck?
Stop spoiling stuff.
Stop.
I mean, to be fair, that's
don't
been out
waste
for
your
forever.
damn time on the first Full Metal Alchemist. Is all I'm saying. Cam, what are you?
Stop spoiling stuff. Let's see. What am I playing, man?
Did you give Assassin's Creed any more time?
I thought about it,
Full on the fuck it train.
and then I said no.
I agree. I've read a bunch of reviews because after you said that, I was like, man, I want to see what other people have to say. Yeah. They all say the same thing, but then they give it a great score because they're like, I gave it time. And I don't think you should have to give a game that much fucking time. Mm-hmm. So I'm with you.
Because I went in to like get rid of that game. Like I was gonna sell that shit, and then I was talking to the people there, and I was just like, they're gonna give me like a shitty amount for it for being like a 3-day-old game. So I didn't trade it in, and then I was just like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go home. I'm going to force myself to play it. And then I just looked at that stupid fucking game.
Yeah,
And I said,
I just
not going to do it.
I can't do it. If I'm not digging it in the first couple hours, you're gone. I'm sorry. Bye. So I support that decision.
But the only thing I've actually been playing was I played a little bit of Hearthstone, and then I signed up for the cancer again after watching Blizzcon.
Yeah.
You're playing WoW again?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I want to talk to you about that. I'm intrigued. I almost signed up for the cancer after I heard the reactions from this. People are very excited about that new.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty cool.
And that looks pretty
Yeah,
cool
but that's not going to come out probably for like another 2 years. The way
take
the way they made it sound like, well,
it's because they want to
we're
sell
gonna
you the
work
new
on it.
expansion first.
Yeah.
Like, this is an idea we had.
I feel like they don't have to work on it. Never mind. We
We'll
can
get
get
there.
into it.
We'll
they don't have to work because they said they're not going to change anything from the vanilla. All they have to do is re-release the server that they already have the coding and everything for.
Yeah.
So yeah, they should.
Somebody delete it and they don't want to tell
Yeah.
anyone. It's real awkward.
It's like,
but
there's actually like 2 years of work recoding one of the biggest games ever. Actually.
Tony got fired.
Yeah, he's gone.
He had
now.
the disc.
Yeah, he's gone. All the original copies gone. Can't just get a disc.
Yeah. No, we can't go back through our system and the coding
All
that we
those
already
patches
have.
are all gone.
Yeah.
It's through with. Yeah, so
but
signed up for the cancer, played some Hearthstone. That about it?
yeah, I signed up for the cancer, and I was just I don't know. I didn't want to really raid. I just wanted to do some PvP stuff, and kind of get back into it. Not
Just get your rotation running.
shit, you know.
Yeah.
I was trying to play my rogue, and I was just like, I
had an add-on that gave me my rotation for me. It would flash the right button to push next.
What? How do you get that?
I'll show you how to do that later.
That sounds
You can also
awesome.
set up a macro for that if you want to do that, but
Yeah,
it
you just literally
changes
can
as you
scroll down
fight.
the
You
mouse
can't
wheel.
always.
Yeah, well, it's
But
different
this thing-
for like groups of enemies and then just
Yeah,
one
but
enemy.
this thing would react. It'd be like, how many
Just-
people are you involved with right now? And it would give me my single target rotation, and it would flash, like, this one's next, this one's next. It was like, click, 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 kicking ass. It was a dope
Please
little
tell me you're
add-on.
not a clicker.
I mean, it depends on my mood.
Well,
If
he's
I'm
a
out-
clicker if he's using that app. Because all he has to do
it's
is
like,
click
if
on the
I'm-
fucking
yeah.
button that he wants to
Yeah,
use.
if I'm
Yeah, I mean the time.
if I'm by myself,
Do you click the middle thing that flashes up, or do you have to actually press the button on your?
There's a middle thing that flashes up.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have to
that.
press. You only have to press one button the entire
One
time.
fucking button.
That sounds boring as fuck.
You also
Well,
don't
man.
learn anything,
You don't learn a damn thing.
Yeah.
Not a single thing. I did not get any better doing
and you
that.
have to move doing a lot of
But
those moves. You can't
you
just
were amazing.
Yeah, but I was feeling good.
Fucking
I was feeling
like
good.
1 and 2 on the DPS chart.
Yeah, that's the thing. I knew my rotation like Pat, and I was a rogue scoring way too high on my DPS, so that felt good.
That's good.
I wonder how many people actually use that.
I don't know.
Because I see people
It
are
was
enough,
pretty- it
'cause
was
there's a lot of
pretty
people with
popular.
shitty
Well, I see
DPS.
some people are under geared and like low gear, and who just do like a lot of DPS. I'm just like,
It's got to be.
Well,
What are
by
you
now
using?
there's so many good people that have so many characters that there's a good chance they just understand the game really well.
Yeah, Smurf's not the right word, but it's just like they're.
I mean, I have like 5 maxed out characters, and I don't even try that hard.
Jesus.
I don't know if it's
Sounds like you
something
tried pretty
proud
hard.
of. Yeah, it's not like
Well,
that
that's
sounds
over
like a
like
struggle.
4 years.
They let you have 50 characters on one account.
Yeah,
You
I
can have
don't
up to
account over all
50.
your servers, but
not on
that'd be
yeah.
annoying.
They are.
I think you got
expanding-
11 on one server.
yeah, I think so.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
they are expanding your characters you can have.
How?
Because they
Why
keep
would you
adding
need
more classes.
50
Because
characters?
At this
No,
point,
not
at this
no,
point,
characters
each
on
server.
server.
on each server. But I think at this point, like, not that they're not getting new people to play WoW, but I would argue the only people still playing WoW and
people
buying this
coming back.
expansion are the people that have been playing WoW. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Like,
no, it's
there's no new
no one
players.
starts this cancer now. You're so far behind. It's going to be up to 120.
But Quickle's,
Yeah, double the
Quickle's a
original.
minority, though.
He's also played it before.
I dabbled. I got characters up to like level 30.
and I mean,
And
Yeah,
then
but, some of
lost
us-
interest.
but, like, I think that's a minority, somebody who hadn't played. At this point, the people playing WoW are the people who have been playing WoW.
And are gonna
maybe that
play
have
WoW.
put in over a year's.
Yeah, that's what
worth
I'm
of
saying.
their life
Is
playing
nobody
that game.
nobody sees this new commercial and goes, "Wow, I really want to soak
Where did this
1
game come
month,
from?"
Yeah, 1 month's play time to play this new one. Like now,
Remember the commercials they used to have where they had like celebrities?
Yeah,
so good.
Team,
Mr. T.
Mr.
Yeah, because
T.
they
Yeah.
have like the,
The
Mr.
little
T.
mini-
I love playing my dwarf warrior.
That was good. I love it. I love it. No, but that's it. I
They
guess.
had that no mage guy, the little midget guy. He was
Patrick
pretty
Stewart? No.
No, Vern Troyer.
Yeah, yeah.
Vern Troyer had his own too.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was like he played a gnome, which I was like, that's a little offensive. But
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was fun. I played
I'm
enough.
sure they didn't like slip it past. I'm like, maybe.
yeah, maybe he's not
Maybe
gonna
he's
see
not
that
gonna
this
know.
is the midget. No, I don't think that's what happened.
No, I'm sure he said, "Hey, I'm gonna be that gnome."
Yeah, I'm sure that's
Mage.
the thing he picked. Maybe maybe those people are actually playing WoW at the time. They
Yeah,
just
there's
use
a
their
lot
actual
of
character.
celebrities that play WoW.
Yeah.
Also, I have
Ronda
another.
Rousey plays WoW.
Yeah.
She was in an interview and looked like an idiot though, and said something I forget what it was, talking about her race and the class. And the class she said she played did not go with the race or something. And I
Wow.
was
So
like,
she
oh.
doesn't actually. She just got paid.
Like-
She got paid to say that
damn.
probably.
Oh,
I'm like, you're still
damn.
Ronda Rousey, so
Well, she's also been hit in the head a lot of times.
Like a
that
whole
is
lot
true.
of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mia Khalifa also plays WoW.
yeah. She's
Yeah.
all like full streaming now.
Yeah, but I think it's like a
Fully
cooking
geared.
show.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
Cooking
think
and WoW?
I think she does like a little bit of everything.
Cooking and WoW and doggy style.
I
the
don't.
name of
I
her
don't
first
think.
video
Yeah,
that came
it's
out.
like I don't think she
I
does
saw
the
that
third
one.
thing
I
anymore
saw that one.
professionally. at
The
least.
WoW didn't stand for World of Warcraft. But
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Cooking and what?
Wow.
Women on
Doggy
women.
style.
wow.
Yeah.
One more WoW related question. Hey, at a certain part, do you get to the Warlords DLC? I started doing those dungeons, and you can't roll for items anymore. Is that correct? That it just goes to a random player now. The loot.
Okay, so it's a dynamic loot system basically where each player in there gets their own individual loot. So if you kill a boss, everybody
gonna get
will
a
get
drop.
something, or you might not get anything, and some people might get something, but it's always going to be class specific to you. So you're always going to get
So
something.
if you get
for
gear,
you.
you can use it.
Right. It's more like.
But I feel
Destiny.
like for a warrior though, it might not even be just a warrior because I'm still learning this shit. But I see stuff that is automatically passed over me that I could have used. But
Well, yeah, that's just because somebody else in your party, like if you have another warrior in there, they might get a weapon and you're not going to. You get like shoulders or something like that, or you might not get anything this boss, but the next boss you might get something and they don't.
Interesting. But it's more like Destiny, where like all those engrams you see on the ground,
They're
the
yours.
people in your party don't see that either.
Yeah, they're just specific to you and you alone.
This is how it sounds to me. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I think
yeah, it kind of pisses me off honestly. But whatever.
He liked to roll.
Cause I just
Yeah.
I just greed on everything.
every single fucking
To be fair,
green
Not really.
mage ring, greed.
he's probably the only one that like doesn't have BOA gear for the most part.
Yeah.
So I don't even roll on shit. I put auto pass on
Yeah.
everything because
Yeah,
I have
for the
full
most part.
gear with
While
the
you're
BOA,
leveling.
so I have
Yeah.
no reason.
Well, do you also what was your like armor level? Like mine's like 520 right now,
Well,
at level
it
like
goes
95.
up with the BOA each time you level.
No, is that about right? Is that where I need to be though?
Your
Do you
item
remember?
level?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You won't need to worry about item level till you get to.
No, I do
10.
because I can only do like. I
It
think
does.
when I unlocked the first Warlords dungeon, like my armor level was like
Oh, yeah, it's not
412,
about what
and I
level you
couldn't
already
start
hit.
that dungeon until I got my item level up to 500.
Oh, once you start doing the actual places, you usually get a high enough item level.
Yeah, that's based
Well,
on.
I did,
whenever-
but-
also whenever you level, your BOA gears would normally automatically level, so it was never a big problem because you would automatically, whenever you're like supposed to be the level to do that dungeon, you'd be able to do the dungeon just based on your gear. So with you, as long as you're doing your quests and stuff like that, and you start getting the gear of your appropriate level, you'll then unlock the dungeon just based on
I
that.
just didn't know if I was behind or ahead.
Huh.
Nah, shouldn't
That's
be
cool.
either one.
But more WoW, Hearthstone. That's fun. Beat Mario this week.
Yeah,
Game
and I
is-
told you to let me borrow
I
it,
want
and
to,
you
'cause here's
told
the
me to
thing.
fuck off.
I
as
said I beat
remember.
it. I said I beat it. The credits were rolling. You know. You're like, hey, bring it by, and I was thinking I should do that. And then right after the credits roll,
There's a lot more
something
moves.
fucking sick happens, and I'm like,
Whoa, spoil
no,
it. Don't spoil it.
sorry about you, Cam.
Okay,
I've got
don't
another.
spoil it, 'cause
I was
I'm
like,
gonna
I've
play
got
that.
another 6 or 7 hours here at least.
Okay, well, it's definitely been 6 or 7 hours since.
Oof, son, I'm so deep into it. The end made me so happy.
Okay,
There was.
okay.
Like the actual end.
I'm not
or
gonna
this
spoil. I'm not gonna
extra
spoil it,
end?
but there was yes, both. There's a moment in the middle that's like, fuck, that's awesome. The end, fuck, that awesome. Then the very end, it's like, oh shit, that made me so happy. Like the little kid in me was like freaking the fuck out, physically clapped when it happened. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, yeah, you did it.
But don't say it because I'm
You
also
did
gonna
it,
get a Switch for
Nintendos.
Christmas. It's probably what I'm gonna ask for. Is the
You need
Switch.
a Switch for
I'll actually
Christmas.
play mine like this guy who just watches me sit on his.
Shanna's
desk.
gonna bring me a Switch.
You got to get the Mario. Be a frog with a
Actually,
mustache.
Is the Switch hard to get now?
No,
Still?
I mean it's not like super easy, but like if Target doesn't have one, go to Walmart. They might. Like somebody
Okay.
in town
I don't know if
is
it's
going to
Christmas
have
season,
it.
if they're like selling out.
It'd be interesting to see what happens after like Black Friday when like
I'll just sell you
mom
mine.
starts buying shit.
Hey, if you sell it for cheaper,
Yeah, get
Yeah,
a
like
deal.
$10 cheaper.
oh, well, it's
That's
not
not
worth
that's
it.
not a good.
Well,
deal.
no, but you
Fresh
get like everything.
Oh,
that comes
the
Oh.
games as well.
one. Yeah, do that.
If I'm giving you my Switch, I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
he's not
just
gonna
keep
need the
the
I don't know if
games.
you're gonna charge me extra for the game. Like,
No, I just charge you like full retail price for the thing, but you get the games, the controllers, the extra chargers, the extra
Actually, that
cables,
sounds
and
like pretty
everything
fucking
else.
sweet.
actually does sound like a good deal. I'll
Yeah,
talk
it
to,
is.
I'll
Yeah,
talk
it's
to
a good deal.
Santa.
I'll talk to
Yeah,
Sam.
it's a good deal. Well, Santa owes me some money from your previous computer purchase as well.
Like I said, like I
Make sure
said,
Santa pays that
I'll
off too.
talk to Santa.
We'll call him to Santa. Santa will be okay. He'll take care.
He's got a nice IOU program.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, fucking Santa just takes care of you for sure.
Fucking yeah, I love it. I'm so sorry, Cam. It's a struggle. I can't take Eric seriously with that fucking mustache.
Nah, dude, I love it.
It's warming my heart a little bit. I think he needs to grow one. Anyway,
He can't.
anyway, we're on the news now. I guess.
Okay.
Let's go into the news. I want to hear about Blizzcon first.
Man,
Give me kind of a rundown. And
BlizzCon. Well, just basically what it is, if for people who don't know, it's like a 2-day event for Blizzard.
They
Going
did
over
virtual tickets instead of like real ones now. Or do they still
do
have
both.
the actual?
No, they have enormous. They run out like 12 stages basically because
Right.
they also have tournaments for every single one of their games you can watch too.
Shit.
So Hearthstone, Hearts Heroes of the
Storm,
StarCraft. They have WoW Arena.
Overwatch.
Basically, Overwatch, all that stuff, and they have like
Was
a tournament for every single one.
was
of them.
Destiny there and I just missed
No.
it? Or
No, because it's
Destiny is
technically
not
not.
a-
well, I understand
Blizzard
it's Activision Blizzard is one big company.
They're just using
and-
the launcher.
yeah,
for it.
and-
But yeah, that's not even.
But this is more strict Blizzard properties happening here.
yeah, because
Okay. Well, BlizzCon, but I'm just saying is I didn't know if Activision kind of weaseled their way
no,
into
no,
that. Okay.
no, it's but and then they have all the upcoming stuff for all the games.
Yeah.
And any patches, any important information. So like obviously the biggest one was the WoW expansion they talked about. So next year there's supposed to be a
Have they been sticking to every 2 years almost with an expansion, or is it?
pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This one's gonna be called Battle for Azeroth, and they've taken out all the external kind of bullshit. So there's no like boss that.
Oh, they've
That-
removed kind of the overarching story.
Yeah,
is
so
that
that,
what you're saying?
there's no like Deathwing, there's no Lich King,
Right.
There's nothing like that. It's basically they call it Battle for Azeroth, and it's literally
It
Alliance.
kind of brings back the
versus-
Alliance versus Horde.
Alliance versus Horde, and that's like the opening cinematics is
The cinematic's cool. I liked it a lot.
the whole
Fucking awesome, by the way.
yeah the whole Alliance is at Undercity, and they're attacking the gate.
Yeah.
And there's just thousands and thousands of
Okay, so
people
that's cool. So it's
attacking
more
it.
like OG.
Got more
Yeah,
bitch
Warcraft in that sense,
Sylvanas.
'cause In the
kicking
original
ass.
one, mind you, I never
Yeah,
had the
she's
chance
cool.
to
She does
proper
pretty
raid.
cool.
I thought she was an alliance character.
No,
dark
Sylvanas is
elf or
that,
whatever the fuck.
like the dark elf looking.
Yeah, I thought
bitch.
that was an alliance character, right? The blood elves or the horde?
Blood elves are horde. Night elves.
I don't even.
She
I
is
don't
Yeah,
know
why
not
was
why
she?
I
Because she
know.
streams for the horde in the video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's a
that
horde.
confused me.
She's a horde character.
She's always been a horde.
She's
But
not-
she's an alliance race, right?
She's not a night elf.
She's just a dark
She
blood
just
elf.
looks
She's
like
whatever
a.
she is.
blood elf with a tan. That's cool.
There's
That
lore
she's a
behind-
fucking night elf for sure.
We'll get
That's
that.
exactly what she looks like.
Zach, you Google that while we keep.
Yeah, look
moving
up what
here.
race she is. I don't remember.
You keep your notes up. We're using those.
Because also, let me pull that back up.
But
So basically, they have their opening ceremony. I just kind of go over that briefly with you because you guys didn't watch it, even though I asked you guys to
I
come
did
over and
watch
watch it with
You
me.
can go.
Oh, the opening ceremony? You
Yes,
watched
I
it
did.
with me?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
did.
watched the whole thing
No,
with me?
not with you, but on
Oh,
this thing
that's
called
right.
YouTube.
No,
It's
it
weird.
was yeah, no, it
It's
was
crazy how you can find
yeah, it
things
was
on YouTube.
3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, hey Eric, I'm about to watch this. You want to come watch it
I
with
was
me?
like, no, man. I've
No,
been up since
I'm
6
going to
a.m.
sleep.
So eat a dick.
Yeah, fucking worthless, in all accounts of
I
life.
can't imagine
Cam's
having to
definitely
live
not
with
salty about any of this.
Nah,
Not passive.
I
aggressive
am.
at all.
I'm actually mad about it.
Okay.
All right, so they opened up with a kind of a big announcement from StarCraft. Actually,
Yeah.
they are going to a kind of free-to-play system.
I like this a lot.
Which
I
is
think
kinda
this
cool.
dope. I
So,
was a
Old
big
as
StarCraft
shit.
fan.
I mean, it should be free to play at this point.
StarCraft
well,
2. I mean,
Man,
StarCraft
they've-
has been out.
I mean, StarCraft 2, you can play OG StarCraft for free and have been able to for like
Yeah,
a,
but
a long
I still
time.
don't feel like that many people. I could be wrong. I don't know
You're
that many people that
100%
still
wrong.
play
Well,
StarCraft.
Well, it's
StarCraft's still pretty big.
StarCraft 2. I mean, it's
I know it
bigger,
isn't overseas, but
right,
here in America,
it's
I don't
like,
know anyone.
It's
that
kind of
really
like
plays
Dota
it.
2. We know it's huge, but
But not here.
who plays Dota? I mean, that's what
No
I'm
one
saying.
here really does.
It's just like that.
League is the only thing we have here that kind of goes in that big.
Oh.
Yeah.
Either way, what they're doing is they're going to a free-to-play system. So if you wanted to ever try StarCraft 2, but never just wanted to spend the money for it,
Yeah.
you can get the first base game of it for free.
Right.
If you already own the first game of it and you don't have any of the expansions,
the
you can
first
get the
expansion.
expansion for free, and then so on and so forth with the second expansion too.
I played a lot of
So-
StarCraft 2.
Yeah,
when it
yeah.
first came out.
I actually hit Platinum or Diamond Series when it first came out.
God damn.
Yeah, for single players.
I was sitting-
that was pretty cool.
I was sitting comfy in silver, me and my roommate.
Yeah, no. Basically, like, well, during my
just an innate
during my
skill.
placement matches,
an
I
innate StarCraft
don't
skill.
remember how it went, but I literally went. Like, if it was 10 matches, I went 10-0.
Really?
And I
Playing
just, and I
1v1?
smashed it. Yeah, 1v1.
okay.
I just smashed it, and so I got put in Diamond, and I think I was Diamond 2 or Platinum 2, which I don't remember which one it was now. And I made it up to Platinum 1 or Diamond 1, whichever one it was before I stopped.
Right.
But that was pretty cool. It was like the
I like that
highest I've
game a
ever
lot.
been on a
That's-
ladder system, which is
That's
pretty
cool as fuck that that's going free. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
She's Forsaken race, by the way.
Yeah.
Kind of her own thing. I wish I
Yeah,
could
she's
be-
not. I know
Because yeah,
she's not-
Thrall. He's an orc, but he's alliance too, right?
What? No.
Thrall is it? Yeah, he
No,
totally is.
No. He is just a character that is.
Can we do
He was
story time with
basically
Zach?
an ally with both. He was the one who's trying to
I'm
stop
jumping
the
into
fighting.
like 12 years of
Yeah,
this
here's the
shit.
thing.
Just
I
trying
would
to
say
understand all
I've
of it.
played a lot of
No,
it.
no, no.
I have no fucking clue what's going on. I would love to do a video where me and Zach ask stupid questions and Cam gets hostile.
That's what I'm trying to do right
To
now.
be fair, we don't know enough lore to actually.
No, I
really
know quite a
get-
bit of it. Thrall was just a character who was trying to like stop fighting between.
Yeah, well, I'm
the
running around with
alliance.
Thrall right now in Warlords DLC, and he seems like he's helping us out.
Yeah,
Alliance.
He's
Well, to
like
be
a
fair,
cool-ass
they're
dude.
both helping out. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
like
Khadgar and
all the
them are
races
there.
are allies
Yeah,
at that
it's gotten a
point.
little gray. I'm glad it's
But
going
now
back
we
to-
hate each other again.
Yeah, the new one, you're gonna find out a little bit what happens. We'll talk about that later. Vol'jin, the previous war chief, you find out more about what
Oh, we're
happens
still
to him.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But
Does
StarCraft's
that
going free
ruin
to
stuff?
play.
We gotta watch out talking. We're gonna ruin stuff for Zach.
Whatever. Are you really digging into the story, Zach, or are you just
I'm
playing?
trying. It was hard to
opening-
in the older
Because
expansions,
it's gotten
but
so weird the way they've changed the map. So like you're leveling 1 to 60 now is totally different than originally.
yeah, but this
yeah.
one,
Oh,
this
we're gonna talk about this. We're all gonna talk about this. I literally have an entire page full of
this
like,
DLC
crossover
actually has
stuff.
cutscenes and stuff, so it's a little easier to follow.
Yeah. Because whenever how they're doing it is also you will basically be level based world changing, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
So
Zero sense. Explain
'cause-
that to me.
Because like in the new one in Azeroth, in Battle for Azeroth, the like Horde is supposed to control one island. They control the whole west side, and then the Alliance control the entire east side.
Kind of like it
but
used to be.
They're like two different completely islands, like big,
No,
like,
no.
but they're not
No,
that
there was
big.
the
They're
two-
not like
there was those two continents.
they're not continents.
no, because you'd still have like Stormwind over here, and then you'd have
There was some,
Undercity
there
over
was
here.
some bleed over, but I mean, for the most
Yeah,
part, I
but-
don't remember which continent was which, but the right was Alliance and the left was Horde. For the most part.
No, because Stormwind City and Ironforge are on different areas.
What?
And then also the
I
Elven.
think he means the whole continent, as in all of Eastern Kingdom is mostly alliance, and Kalimdor has mostly capital cities for the Horde.
Yeah.
For the Horde. Not at all, because
Not anymore.
Not since BC. Not even since vanilla.
Well, the only Undercity is the only capital that's
diving
the Eastern Kingdom, is what he means.
Yeah, we're diving so deep.
Because Thunderbluff,
Thunderbluff and Orgrimmar are on whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have the Night Elf city is up north of them. And
they're on their own island. They're not even on that
but they're still on that. They're still on that side. Whatever. Basically, the map is divided in half now entirely. All the Horde is supposed to be on one side. All the Alliance is supposed to be on the other.
Where's Pandaria going to be? What about the pandas?
Oh, they're still on their own little island.
Yeah,
that's a whole expansion.
Yeah. But so what they're gonna do is whenever you're leveling through like 1 through 60, the world's supposed to be like it is if you would normally be leveling 1 through 60, and then as it changes in Cataclysm and
so the battle for Azeroth is different than the vanilla coming out, right?
Yeah, the vanilla
different.
server is literally stripping every expansion ever and just letting people like me who liked that game a whole lot play to 60, raid at 60. Like it's like the expansions never happened.
And so basically, once you get to 110, which would be the max or the beginning to go to the max level, which is 120, then the world would change based on that because you'll do a quest and then the world would change. Did I say change? Sorry, whatever. Okay, so
get back into the new stuff.
All right, so they also announced some information for Heroes of the Storm in the opening ceremony. Basically, they let us see we're going to get 2 new heroes. You get Alexstrasza.
Okay.
The dragon.
She's the biggest dragon bitch.
I only know because of Hearthstone.
Yeah, she's in Hearthstone, and she's in... well, she's one of the main characters in... Not last expansion.
She's a big dragon.
I don't think anybody gives a shit about Heroes of the Storm.
Okay, and then also you get Hanzo. If you're
that's kind of cool.
If you're a Overwatch fan, so
only Hashimara can control the dragon.
MOBA, right?
Yeah,
it's a MOBA. Okay.
Yeah,
it's actually I don't know, it's kind of fun.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's a lot more simplistic than like your standard MOBAs or LoL or anything like that. So the new update, and they're also going to come out with a new update in 2018. It's going to be like basically a kind of quality of life update. Yeah. So you're going to get better performance. They're going to have a stealth rework. So if you ever played the game, it's really, really, really hard to see a stealth character, like almost impossible kind of. So they're kind of reworking it a little bit. Well, if you ever played StarCraft all the way, you'd be able to see stealth characters moving.
Right.
Pretty easily if you're just looking at it, right? Yeah. You catch your eyes. I always thought it was really hard in Heroes of the Storm, so they're supposed to be making it a little bit easier.
Okay, word.
And then just better camera angles, and then they're starting matchmaking MMR.
Okay, cool.
So matchmaking rating or whatever they call it.
Word.
So, which is good because, I mean, you could
right now it's kind of random.
Yeah, you can kind of get in there and just get blown up by a team, just completely wrecked.
Or the vice versa. If you're good, you shit on people.
Yeah. Next, they announced Hearthstone is releasing their new expansion pack. It's going to be called Kobolds and Catacombs. They kept saying it was supposed to be like a kind of their hats off or like a love letter to old Dungeons and Dragons style games.
Cool.
Because they wanted to be like, you go into another world and you go into like a catacomb or a dungeon and you go through, you fight bosses, you kill stuff, and you get loot and stuff like that. So they're kind of revamping the game.
Cool.
Not sure if you ever played it.
I did
Hearthstone?
play. Yeah.
Okay, so
I went through what do you have to play? Like 10 matches to get into proper online stuff. I played the 10 and then maybe like 5 or 6 online. I was like, this is good. I'll play more, and then just never did.
Gotcha. Well, and this one, like they used to not really have a solo like campaign type of deal. Really, I mean they would release an expansion pack where you go and you fight like 8 bosses or something like that, and you just get some cards from doing that. But now they are releasing a replayable, ever-changing like dungeon basically.
It's D&D in a sense. Like you go through and there's
so random boss. Like every week there's a random boss at the end.
You
no.
Get a new card.
So there's supposed to be, I want to say there's like 64 different bosses.
And they just come up randomly.
And well, then there's 8 sections. So you're supposed to, so you have like 8 sections. You'll like either you'll choose left path or right path. Right. Based on that, you'll find this or this. And by going this way, you can get one of those. How many bosses did I say?
64.
Like 64. I think it is 64 or something like that. But you can get one of those 64 this time, or if you go this way, you're going to get a different one. But the next time you go down, if you go this way, you're going to get a completely different one. And then...
So is that 64 opportunities to get free cards?
No.
You only end up going up to like beat it. It's what, like you do.
You have to beat 8 bosses.
Yeah, it's 8 bosses.
Okay.
Because you like start off with a very crappy standard deck, and as you go along, you
so
add
this isn't
cards.
with your
And
competitive
You
deck.
get a
okay, I understand.
basic
And
deck.
if you
beat the
lose,
first one.
then you're done. You have to restart
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Oh, okay, I understand.
So yeah, you start off with a basic,
cool.
basic deck, and once you beat the first boss, you'll get a cool item, and then you get to choose some more cards.
There's some cool ass cards
Oh,
that
cool.
they've added.
They said that these cards are too good to put into the real game. Just they're too overpowered and stuff like that.
They're
So,
definitely cool.
Like one of them was I don't even remember. It was something crazy like it was like 3 mana cost, and it's like draw 5 cards or something like that. You know, just something that's just way too broken for that game. And then, of course, they're adding new cards, and they are doing a new legendary weapon system. So every class gets their own legendary weapon,
Yeah, I've
which is
seen
the
that.
first time that they've had legendary weapons at all.
Yeah.
So they're introducing it, and everyone gets their own,
Oh,
which is
cool.
pretty cool. So.
Cool. Hey, news, what's next? We got Overwatch?
Overwatch, yep. They announced the new map, Blizzard World. It actually looks pretty sick. It's definitely like kind of a
I've seen pictures.
nostalgic like flashback of all the old games and stuff like that. And you know, you'll start in one area, and as you push through, you'll see like the StarCraft area, then the Diablo area, or whatever it is, and you go through and do that, which is pretty cool.
Sweet.
And then they also announced their new hero, Moira.
Moira. That's a fun
Yeah,
word.
she's
Say that real slow
she's a
with
mage
that.
healer,
Moira.
basically. That's kind of the mage healer is, I guess, the best way I can explain.
Like a shadow priest.
Yeah, so she's kind of like a shadow priest. Like she drains life, and then whenever she drains life, she can heal.
Does she?
Based on that.
So she has to drain life first, though. She can't just heal.
No. But
okay.
So she has a bar, and once she starts healing, that bar,
So she does have to drain a certain amount of
it'll
life.
very slowly regenerate. But if she starts
Oh, okay,
sucking,
it'll
then it'll
come
go
up
up a lot
faster.
faster.
Okay, cool.
And then she also has like a little orb that can either drain as she throws it, or it'll heal allies as you throw it, and stuff like that. So
Okay, cool.
she's pretty cool. And I'm trying to think of what her ulti is. It's like that mix,
It
right?
does,
that big
yeah,
ass
it does a
beam.
big ass beam that she's like channels the whole time, and if it like hits a friendly
she even
enemy,
does
it
that,
heals. Or if it hits a friendly unit, it heals. If it's an enemy, it starts killing them.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's like a big beam. I want to say they said it was like a 30-yard range or
Kinda
something.
like,
Oh, it goes
pretty-
really far.
That's a pretty ridiculous
Fucking
range.
Hanzo's dragon thing. Kind of like that.
It's like a
No,
beam. It's like
but
a
it
circular
doesn't
beam
keep
about that
going.
big, and it just
Doesn't keep going.
It's like a 30-yard beam.
It goes for like
Oh,
12
so
seconds. She can
it's
sit
not
there
gonna
and
cross
move.
the map.
No,
it
she,
goes
like,
out
she,
about
like,
30
holds it.
feet, and she can
She holds it.
scan a battle.
Kind of like Archons it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep. And then they announced the big announcement for their thoughts on Vanilla WoW.
Okay, so that's when Vanilla WoW came in. That's
Vanilla
cool.
WoW. So they announced that they were
I
thinking
like that
about
a whole lot.
that they're going to be doing the servers.
Yeah, I've played on like fan-run servers. That are,
Oh
like,
yeah, the
mad
private
illegal.
servers.
But like, they're really cool. I'd be interested in that.
Elysium, they had that big thing with them. They're the biggest private server for Vanilla WoW, and they keep trying to get Blizzard to actually make one. So they threatened them last year at BlizzCon and said that they need to say something about it, or else they were going to give out the code to all the private servers. So they flew them out to come talk to them. Elysium
fascinating.
seemed
This is pretty
pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
And then Blizzard never said anything. And Elysium said, fuck you, and sent the code out. They released it, which doesn't really...
Because I think I played on an Elysium server.
Yeah, it doesn't really help anything. They're done. They don't even... They like gave the code to
this
some
was,
other company.
This was like years ago.
Yeah, it was like last year before last?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, and so now I guess they're actually... Well, they say they're doing it, but...
Yeah, we'll see. That's cool. I'm excited about it. Is that pretty much the bulk of the news?
No, that's like the very, very... That's just the opening ceremony.
Oh, shit. Okay, let's see what we got. Give me the fast version, I guess. So we're deep in this motherfucker.
Well, a lot of these are going to be very specific to a game that you would play.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's hit me.
All right, well, let's just start off with WoW. It was the biggest one, so I'll try and cover it pretty quick.
Okay.
For the most part, like I was kind of explaining, it's become a huge battleground.
Yeah.
And the concept is, like I said, Horde's on the west and Alliance is on the east now, and then they are meeting in the middle, kind of.
Cool.
So there's new islands in the middle, the Zandalari, and I don't remember what the other
that's
one
the
is called.
Horde one.
Kultiris and Zandalari, they're the two areas. Basically, the Zandalari is where the Horde are going to go. Their backstory is they have a huge navy because they're island,
Right.
island
Island.
land, and basically Same with Kultiris, same thing, except for the Alliance.
Yeah.
You're gonna go there, and of course they're all gonna be in turmoil from either like people attacking them from the outside or turmoil from inside, power struggle, whatever, and you have to solve those problems before those factions will work with you, you know, and to attack the Horde or attack the Alliance, whichever, what have you, you know. And that's just gonna be kind of the basics of it for that part. And there's about 100 other things I could talk about, so I don't know how much you want me to go into this, but they're already being pretty close to
Give
time.
me like the bold stuff. You know what I mean? The stuff that's like, wow, that was fucking cool.
Don't
get too nitty gritty.
One of the cool things that I want to say a lot of people had questions about in the Q&A are what they're calling war something. It's basically it's like almost like a PvE interaction where you're going to be attacking.
Okay.
Like a horde stronghold.
Is it kind of like?
Oh, I did see that.
So kind of like a little mini raid. Is it just you? Is it a group of people?
Let me look it up.
Okay.
Because I remember because I like saw it and you actually take down like a castle or something, but I don't know if it was like your group or if it's just like a PvE,
right.
You know,
kind of
scenarios like they do.
Right.
I don't see it. I don't see it in here because I got a lot of notes. But basically, yeah, there's like a stronghold. You attack it. It's like you and 20 other like people.
Okay.
Well, not even people, but like you're attacking and you're gonna upgrade your troops. You're gonna upgrade buildings and stuff like that. It's like kind of like almost like an RTS style thing. No, nothing like that. Yeah, more like almost like an RTS.
More like a
thing.
Warhammer.
Yep. They're also gonna implement scaling of zones.
Okay.
So, which is I thought was really cool because.
You can level in the content you enjoy. You don't have to
Yes and no.
Didn't they do that last expansion?
No. That was only for the expansion area, though.
Yeah.
Like, you could choose, I'm going to go here, 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 and here. Yes. So, from 1 to 60, if, like, let's say you really like, the Barons or something like that, and you want to level there, but once you hit, like, level 20, you're supposed to leave, you can now maybe go up to level 30 in that area. And keep leveling and doing the quest. So, even though the quest might have gone green for you, they're no longer going to be green.
That means you can skip shitty places.
Yes, and also, yes, that's the biggest thing. They're also doing that with the expansion. So Burning Crusade and the Lich King are now scaled.
Oh.
So if you want to, you can level from 60. You can level from 60 to 80 and only the Burning Crusade. You don't have to go to the Lich King.
I might get past 80 now.
Yeah.
I fucking hate.
And they're going to also do that for Pandas and Cataclysm.
I think that's fucking dope. Actually,
there's a little bit of there's definitely going to be like a capping though, if that makes sense.
I mean, you can't stay there forever.
Yeah, well, it's also because like whenever you. Like if you make it undead and you're like 10, and you go into like the Eastern Plaguelands, which is that scary place where when you walk in there as a newbie, you have a big bear come beat the shit out of you. Yeah, so they still want that. They still want that. They don't want that.
So you can't go someplace early, but you can stay in a place later.
No, they didn't go into too specifics of like what the level caps would be, but there is level capping.
It's gonna get a little, but it'll be a little more open than it used to be. That's still cool. I can get behind that 100%.
Yep. Just two other kind of big announcements for that I can really think of. Along with that, they are changing the servers to be basically no such thing as PvE or PvP anymore. Okay. So whenever you're in a major city, when you flag yourself for PvP, in your server you will see other players who are flagged for PvP.
Okay.
If you want to stay out of PvP and you
don't flag yourself.
You're unflagged, and whenever you're going around, you'll be like you're in a PvE server, and that way you don't have to feel pressured to be on a PvP server with your friends if you don't want to be. Cool.
I don't like that.
I mean, I don't either because I like ganking fools.
Well, yeah,
you guys definitely pressured me into PvP servers.
Well, no, but that's the thing though, is like every server's like that. So if you're on PvP, or if you want a PvP, you flag yourself for PvP, you'll still be able to gank all the hundreds of thousands of people who still.
But who would flag themselves for
people aren't gonna get
who would
ganked?
Who would flag themselves?
Oh, you're talking about like low level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll be flying through and I want to kill someone. Who's gonna flag themselves for PvP? If they're just
you can only flag and unflag yourself at.
So maybe they flagged themselves, went out and fought a guy and forgot to unflag themselves.
Either way, I don't like that idea because the whole point of PvP servers, things like that, because I grew up and that's how it worked. Some asshole would camp you. You either logged off or you got on your main character to come kick his ass.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that there's going to be still that.
You go get the bigger bully.
I'm assuming there's going to be still that, and like.
But how?
I don't know, because that's one thing that I definitely feel like. But they're just talking about like overall like quality of life for players, like being able to play with your friends, but not have to worry about do I want to be on PvP or PvP.
You have shitty friends if they're not protecting you.
That's
So,
fair too.
oh no,
Out
because
in
you
the
you know.
wild. No, your friends are shitty.
No, 'cause-
hey, someone's ganking me. Get on, kick their
Yeah,
ass.
yeah,
Or you have
that's,
shitty
that's fair
friends.
enough.
Now in the vanilla server also, are they gonna only have
Vanilla server is gonna be vanilla server. They're
So-
not changing anything.
you can't get like the faster
Oh, it's
mount
good-
speeds and stuff like that, like you unlock at 80.
You won't have
It'll only
flying.
go up to 100.
You won't
There's no
have flying at all?
There is-
Yeah, you didn't fly OG, and you didn't
Yep.
get it. I couldn't get my first mount to level 40.
Yep.
yeah,
40
is the
your
slow one.
60.
60
But it was
is-
60 with all the new expansions, right?
No, I mean your first mount. Period.
Like you don't get a mount
Oh,
until
okay, a
40,
riding mount
and
at
it's
40.
only 60%, and then at 60 you
Now
got
it's
the
20.
100%.
Right now it's 20.
Right now
You
it's
get
20.
your 60% mount speed.
There's also
But
no
in
looking
other
for group
ones-
shit. That is the worst that I'm saying. These servers are gonna have to be full because it was bad enough
it
when
will
you
be.
want to do like dead mines or
because
something.
it'll be
You
full.
sitting in the
So
Capitol,
my also thing is
sitting-
yeah,
Or sit
because
right outside the
every
front,
single
spamming the-
every single person is going to be that 1 to 60 range. You're not going to have 20,000 max characters and only like 10
it
people
takes
who are
months to
not.
get-
You know.
Oh,
to,
yeah,
like,
it's-
max
Oh,
out.
it's
a grind.
it's months. I remember
If you
leveling
played a
my first
lot,
character.
maybe you do it in like 2.5, 3
Yeah.
months.
No, it's yeah.
Because we did it
they
in
really,
about
they
2.5
really
months.
expedited that first 60 level.
Yeah, I remember the first. I remember my first like speed level where I like.
Yeah, but then you have
had
to
a
like
full
enjoy certain
summer.
zones like Westfall. I was there a lot because when I first started, I made so many new characters because I was trying to decide that I spent a lot of time in
Yeah,
Westfall.
no, me too. I liked Westfall a lot though.
No, I'm saying my first speed run 1 to 60 was a hunter just because it was so easy,
cool.
and it still took forever, man.
Anyway, give me something else.
The last thing I'll probably talk about for a while is going to be the new races.
Okay.
So they are doing what they call allied races.
Is this like the pandas where you pick one and then
No.
you have to pick a side?
No,
Okay.
each faction is going to have their allied races. They're each going to start off with 3, I believe, for now,
Okay.
and they're supposed to expand upon that.
So
But
3 new races apiece?
3 new races
So you're getting
apiece.
6 new races.
6 new races, but these are allied races.
They're not
So
ones you can be.
yes, you
Oh.
can.
But you can
Yeah.
be all of them.
You can be all
I thought
6
it was
of
people
them.
that you're gonna meet and they're like.
Nope. Yes, it is. It's people that you're going to meet. So you're going to meet them. You have to do a quest with these people. Who knows how long the quest chain is, but once you finish the chest coin, you can then create one of those characters. You'll start off level 20. If you level a character from 20 to 120, you will then unlock a faction-specific armor for that race.
Fuck yeah.
So all 6 races have their own.
Start making characters.
I can get
all-
in. So
yeah.
we're playing WoW again,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Is that where we're
yeah.
at?
That-
I do it
that's-
every
this-
expansion.
Yeah.
Every
Fuck.
expansion I do it.
But so
Down.
there's 6
I like
new races
that.
on each, so 3 on each faction, right? And
Oh god.
Oh, I like that.
So yeah, but so
boy,
because
I like
that
it,
was
but
one thing
it's-
they addressed is like, well, you know, you might have someone who's gonna just faction change immediately to one of those ones and get to and be at 110 and level up. You don't get your specific armor.
You have to
if
do
you,
20.
You have to get a quest. You have to get a full level
Fuck, I like
achievement.
that.
So you start off
We're
at
gonna
20
have to
though.
Pick a server.
Yeah,
We're
so
getting in.
You do start at 20 though, so
Yes.
you at least have your first mount. You know, you at least have your first mount, and you'll be able to
cool
do
as
that.
fuck.
But yeah, dude, it's gonna be freaking straight heirlooms and that. We're gonna finish those quests, bust out some characters, and
Fuck yes.
basically what it is though,
down.
I was kind of upset.
What are
but,
the races?
man, there's
I'm excited. This is news. I'm interested.
yeah. So the Horde is gonna have the Nightborn, High Mountain Tauren, and then Zandalari Trolls.
Okay.
The Alliance is starting with Void Elves, Nightforged Draenei, and Dark Iron Dwarves.
I'm kind of excited for the alliance
So-
ones.
Yeah, no,
I-
they're all
I'm
really
all in
cool
on that.
looking. But the only unfortunate thing for this is some of them just look like reskins.
I have
It's
those.
the
So
exact
that's what it
same.
sounds like. You
It's
say
the same
Void Elf, sounds
class.
I don't know
darker
Void
Night
Elf, but that
Yeah,
seems
it's
dope.
the same. Like
I'm still-
it's the same skin. It just it looks cooler.
I
It
just don't
does.
think
It looks
I just
so
don't think
much
it's-
cooler.
I think that's very cool though. Is that you have to unlock the ability to have the race in the first
Yep.
place.
And then you have to go
I
through.
bet you
and
the
level.
druids are
shit.
gonna be cool because they're gonna be depending on what. Who can be
Yeah.
there,
Oh yeah,
'cause they're-
and
each
every
form
faction
gets a
has
different-
their own
Yeah, boy.
their own racial abilities. So you're not gonna get like because you're a dark elf or whatever, you're not or a void elf, excuse me, you're not gonna get the night elf abilities
Right.
or something like that.
But is
They're
anything
all
gonna
new
be-
racials. They're gonna have all new special, like you know how some of them might
I'm
have
intrigued.
increased stealth, you know,
Yeah.
detection or whatever
Alright.
it might be. You know,
This doesn't come out till next year
it
though.
doesn't come out till next year, bud.
Do I
Oh,
start
yeah,
playing
plenty of
now?
time.
That's why
to-
I've been playing, man. That's why I said it, just
I've still
because
got
I've
to
been
get through.
gotta been getting into
Hey,
it.
You got to grind through Legion first, man.
That's fair.
Legion's easy to get through.
Yeah.
I
So
wanna play now.
that's why I saved this one for last. It was actually my favorite.
Yeah,
It was pretty cool.
fuck, dude, that's pretty dope.
And so yeah, I'm kind of
I'm
excited
mad.
about that.
All right, hit me with some StarCraft real quick. Since you don't care.
StarCraft.
Is the free to play really just the big news here?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Anything just more
For
interesting?
people who actually play it, they have what is called a commander mode.
Uh-huh.
I honestly haven't delved into it myself, so I can't tell you much about it. But basically, what it sounds like is you can select a hero and kind of go through and play through like these missions as that hero instead. So you have special abilities, and it's
That's cool because
it's
they had
almost I don't even want to say MOBA, but it's just more like you have control of the one character and you have special abilities.
That's kind of
But
cool.
it's still
Because
RTS.
they had that really cool third-person game. What do they call it? StarCraft Ghosts.
It was not cool.
No, but like,
The concept was.
It never came out.
Yeah.
Is the point, and they canceled. So I think it's cool they're doing something like that because people really wanted that. Anything else newsworthy there for the layman, I guess, or is it mostly deep cut shit?
If I wasn't really interested, I would say no, because I actually was a really
I think
really
free to
huge
play is
Star.
really cool.
really,
Anybody
really
watching
cool.
this, play some fucking free StarCraft.
Yeah,
It's a
StarCraft
really
was
good game.
StarCraft was definitely being free to play for the first one was pretty cool because like you can just dive into it now and
That's
play
so fucking
the
rad.
full campaign.
Yeah.
Full campaign without paying for it. So.
That's sick. I like that.
The next one was like the I watched the full thing on the Hearthstone. They just went into more about like the traps, monster cards, legendary weapons, and things like that.
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't show everything yet.
Yeah,
They announced
that's
that you got a free legendary, which actually
Today.
released today.
Oh, for real?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you got a free legendary today.
Marin the Fox.
Marin the Fox. He's kind of a cool character.
Is it a thing you would use meta-wise? Or is
Probably
it
not. More of a fun thing.
It could work, but the amount of time that it takes, you summon him. He's a 6 mana or 8 mana 6/6 card.
That's
Do
a
a
lot of
6
mana.
attack, and he summons a
0/8.
0/8 chest on their side, and if you destroy it, it gives
you get a card from it.
one of these 5 different.
Huh.
It's cool, but the amount of work
the
that it
energy
takes
it
to
takes.
get it, it's like not really worth the mana or the time.
Interesting.
Yeah, basically. So with him, he's kind of cool, and like they announced like one of their I guess like the guy he was thought it was just a hilarious card. Basically, you cast some I don't remember what the character's name is, but then you get a seal, and that seal costs 5 mana, and I think there's like 5 seals total.
Are you talking about the Warlock card?
Yeah, it's a funny
That
card.
one literally
so
takes 42 mana to even do, and that's if you.
I was
get
like 36 or something like that, but yeah.
Well, yeah, if you count the actual card
Fuck.
itself
So
that you have to
it's
play.
a 36 mana like basically to get through this, but you get one seal, you play the next seal, you play the next
that's
seal, you
after
play the
you
next
played
seal, you
the
play the
card.
next seal, then you get something. I don't remember the card's called, but it basically destroys the other person's deck.
By the time you get it, their deck's probably like empty
Oh,
anyways.
But it's just if you just have ramp up and like
Right.
there's also spells that reduce the spell cost.
Yeah.
So if you have like 3 of those in your hand or something like that, and you reduce the spell cost,
You
and
could
then
build a deck
you
around
play
it if you
3,
really
you
wanted
get the next one, you play another one, you get the
Yeah.
next one, you play another one in one turn. So there's ways around it to get it, but they just kind of went over a lot more of that. Then in Overwatch, they just went over more about the hero more. They explained her, and then they showed the
some of the early
map
stuff
in
I've
depth.
seen of her looks pretty cool.
Yeah, she
like
looks
she's
pretty
a
cool.
rad character.
One of the people, like one of the announcers, the guys talking, was like, in case you're trying to spell Moira, it's spelled OPAF, and it's just like, well, that's not
pretty
good.
funny.
Like,
Pretty funny, though.
well, that's not good.
Were they? Because I know they had a tournament there. It was like a big deal. People were really digging it. Did that tournament have Moira in it?
No,
Okay.
they don't ever.
no,
Because it's like a big deal.
Yeah, because that's something I have to patch in.
Oh yeah, no,
you
they take the
know.
tournament very seriously. I was just wondering if it was like a
Apparently, the USA Korea game was a
yeah.
really great
I mean,
game.
It's been all over the
I
internet.
saw like a video.
I've-
It sounds like one of the best games ever. In
That's
Overwatch.
what I've
It
read
was
articles
USA
that are like, it
Korea.
was like, did this USA Korea match save esports? Like all kinds of crazy shit. Like it was a big deal.
No.
I didn't say it did. I'm just saying.
Esports,
It's
no,
like,
esports doesn't have any problem as
like
it is.
The internet was loving it. Though.
Yeah, I might have to watch the game now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they went into full in depth with the map too.
Yeah.
Basically, they're showing like there's gonna be Easter eggs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In Blizzard World, like if you go to this area, you'll hear like one of the most famous lines from Diablo is like the stay a while and listen from
Yeah.
Deckard Cain if you play
Yeah.
Diablo. So you'll be able to hear him, and then if you go into like a Hearthstone area, there's gonna be like cards and other stuff and different music and different things you can hear and see. So.
I think it's rad when games do stuff like that.
Yeah. And then they wrapped it up. Well, last thing I watched was the Heroes of the Storm one. Honestly, they didn't have much.
Okay.
They just talked. They just showed some clips of the videos of the.
We talked
new
about
stuff, so.
like who still plays StarCraft or who plays Dota. I know fucking nobody who
To be
plays.
fair,
Heroes
I've
of the
never
Storm.
like.
You not
First of
actively
all,
plays it.
I know that him and a couple of our friends have played it for like a week or
See,
two.
that's what I'm saying,
But
I
I
know
don't know
friends that
anyone that's
have
We
played
played
it.
it way longer than that.
Right. See, I have friends that have played it, but it's only to get like a special Genji skin that they made you play it just to get.
It's also
people
a
to play.
Diva one
Yeah.
that you had to play the.
Well, honestly, like, I mean, it had quite a bit of like following for a while.
Yeah.
And like,
But
and
it's
they
always
they,
gonna lose out to League.
Well, yeah,
Always.
but they,
I mean,
they
all of
made
those are,
they made a
though.
lot of improvements. Like they did a lot of stuff. They had like their biggest patch update, which was their 2.0, and man, they transformed that game entirely to bring a lot of people in it, and they did. They released like I want to say it was like 15 heroes or something like that over the past year or something like that, and and it's just a cool concept of getting to play all your Warcraft characters, all your Starcraft characters, your Diablo
Well, I like
characters
the idea.
together.
I just like.
But if you're not a MOBA fan, you're not a MOBA fan.
you can't get
you
into
know,
But even so,
'cause
there's a
I got
lot of
into it.
competition with MOBAs, and most people are very dead set on the one that they
Yeah.
play already. Like, what's another one that's coming out, or that it's already out?
Paragon?
Yeah, Paragon's another one. There's
I
just
heard
so
that
many
one's
that
just
have
too much. You
following.
can't play them all. You can't understand
No, you
the
can't.
structure. I played a lot of Smite once upon a time. I liked it.
Smite was one of the ones I don't know that many people that play. Paragon, there's some big like YouTubers I know that
it's got a
play
pretty
it.
serious following. But anyway, whatever. That's cool.
No, that was it for like the news aspect. Then of
That
course,
was all. Yeah.
Well, then of course, just like
Tournaments and shit
the
like that.
tournaments and watching. They had a. I actually watched it because I used to be a huge original StarCraft fan.
Yeah.
But they had like the best Zerg player and the best Protoss player from original StarCraft play each other in the remastered StarCraft. And,
That remastered StarCraft was really cool.
and yeah, so it was kind of cool to watch that, just if you knew those players back in the
Right.
day. So
From way back. That's dope. I like that.
yeah, so yeah,
Cool.
that's it for that.
All right, I'm going to hit you with some randomness real quick. 'Cause, God, we were running long. I'm loving it. I'm glad we had a conversation. This one's a little more nitty-gritty nonsense than it is entertaining, though, I think. But anyway, GameStop's got a new program coming out next month, I think. Did you guys see this?
Yeah, I didn't do the date. I don't remember the date.
I think it's next month they're going to start it, where you pay $60 for 6 months, but you can take a used game home and you just keep trading out one used game at a time
It's for $60.
for 6 months. I mean, but if you're getting a game a week,
Okay, so I'm trying to think. What is GameFly? How much is GameFly?
I don't know.
Oh man, you know what this sounds like? Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. No, I know.
Hollywood
Yeah,
Video.
yeah. I know, but this is. I think this is different. Just a little bit.
How's it different?
No, the idea isn't different because I remember paying for that when I was younger.
There's
Yeah.
no late
Trade your
fees.
games. No, yeah.
No, like they.
No, Blockbuster had the same thing. towards the
Yeah,
end.
I used to work at Hollywood Video way back when, and they had a
Back when the dinosaurs roamed.
well, whenever it was a company.
Yeah.
You pay like I want to say it was like $15 or $20, like
Yeah.
or $15 a month, and you could check out up to 3 movies or 3 games at a time.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
walk in and trade them whenever you
But
wanted.
I think the
I
difference
think we
here,
had something like that at
Yeah,
Blockbuster.
no,
like
the
a
Blockbuster did for
premium.
sure. I think the difference here, though, is this is a game store. So it kind of helps with like a sense of community, I guess.
They're
You're
also
going
not
in,
gonna be
you're talking
out
to
of
your
stuff
cashier,
usually.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like
The
that's another
odds
thing.
of
Is
them
if they don't
being
have
out
a
of-
used, if they don't have a used copy of whatever you want, like sorry about you. You know what I mean? They're not like just putting. They're still a business selling games. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's interesting. I might take part. That sounds kind of cool. Have a different game to play every
I
week.
guess it's only $10 a month. I was
See,
kind of
that's
thinking
what I'm
at
saying.
$60.
When you're like,
one
oh,
time
$60
thing,
I was like, no.
That's about what GameFly is. I think it's 10
Yeah,
or
I think it comes
15.
about the same price.
But also GameFly, you have to wait for them to ship it to you.
See, that's
It's
convenience.
1-day shipping.
Well, it's 1-day shipping. But if I get it, I put that game in, and I hate it in a second. Like we talked about with Assassin's Creed, I'm pulling that bitch out, and I've got to send it back. Wait for it. No,
You know what? Actually,
I'm gonna go
Right
back
now
to
you
fucking
can just drive
GameStop.
the game.
So, but this is my problem with it. Okay, so hear me out. This is my
hearing
biggest problem with it. Is any game that I want badly enough,
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy it.
that's fair.
Any game that I want that I'm not gonna buy, I'm not gonna want to wait and look and constantly look to see when one of those are gonna be there. Because if they're gonna be some of the most popular games, you'll probably almost never find a copy in store unless you're just sitting there waiting at the GameStop
in
for
fairness, like you're waiting for that used copy to come back, and it's assuming they don't sell
days.
it.
Maybe
It's
they'll
like-
give you more money for newer newer games when you
That's
turn them
interesting.
in. Because I mean, say you have like 2 copies of some awesome game that just came out. If I
Yeah.
sell you my Destiny, say whenever I got it,
Uh-huh.
play it for a week, it's like I don't like this. Would they give you more for a newer game like that?
I don't think so.
They probably wouldn't because they're GameStop and they give you
They're not. They're not
350.
going to. Well, they're not going to because they're still gonna attempt to sell the game at the same profit margin.
But-
But the renting thing is just there to be a convenience. But
to
I
get
feel
people in
like
the door.
this is the only reason why I do this is to play games I haven't played that are really old that I might want to still dive into,
yeah.
or old games that I've played and beat and don't own anymore and want to just jump back into it for a little bit. It's the only reason why I could see it. Because anything new content-wise, I don't see myself ever.
No, most of those games that
Getting
you're
it.
like older games, you can buy for like $5-10.
I'm interested, I think, but
So I'd rather just do that than.
No, I'm just saying, but if I can play like 3-6 of them
in a month.
in a month, you know, only paid $10 for that. That's
it's
a lot better.
You have to pay for the 6 months. It's not like by month. You pay,
That's what I'm
you
saying.
pay
But if I play
$60
six game a month for six, that's what I'm saying. Is like it'll. I like the idea. Is all I'm saying.
So just saying, yeah. So if I got through 6 games in a month for 6 months, I'd technically be able to get through like 36 games, right? For only
But
$60.
those games would cost you, if they're older games, would cost you maybe less
still
than
a couple
$60.
What if they're not
$100.
older games? What if like I go in there and I want to play the Fractured Butthole? Surely they've got a used copy by now. Somebody's beat it. And
No, I've been in there.
For real?
Yeah.
Either way.
And once again, you're not going to be the only one doing that.
No, I know
So you're
that.
going to have to find or fight
But you may
and
get there and they don't
punch a
have it.
kid who's getting it before you, you know?
I'll punch a kid.
Yeah, same here. But I'm
I've
just
never-
saying, I'd have
like
to
I've
do
never
that.
punched a kid
But I would
before.
still have to do that, and I'd feel
I've
bad
never
afterwards.
Punched a kid.
But
yeah,
okay, either way, interesting. We'll see how that goes.
That's about the most interesting thing. There's a couple other things I was going to do. We're running long. We'll save them for next week, just in case there's nothing to talk about. I'm going to hit you with what's coming out this week, though.
Now I'm curious as to what the other things are.
Do you want like a teaser? Is that what you want?
Yeah,
you actually want to do this?
little teaser.
I mean, there's
So
some
we're at-
interesting Xbox quotes from like the people who run Xbox. And
Yeah. No, now I'm definitely interested in what.
no, man, we're moving on. Get
Damn it.
excited.
I
Just
know
think
they're more
about it.
interested in like.
Just
the
think
sales.
about it, man.
Damn it. I'll just look it up myself. Fuck you.
Well, that's what you should be doing. That's why I texted you earlier about it.
Hey, dude, I'm sorry I had 3 pages of
Hey,
BlizzCon
I'm
stuff
so
I had to
proud
get
of you.
through.
I'm so proud.
I know
of
they're
you.
focusing more on like the sales of games more
Yeah,
so than
they're-
the actual consoles
yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, they're gonna start caring about games again. Basically.
Ooh, I don't
That's the only
know.
quotes.
Xbox X
Either way.
kind of leads you in the
Let
other
me-
direction.
That $500.
Let me hit you with
Now
some
that we
news.
have our $500 console, we're going to focus on games, guys.
Yeah, well, let's get through these games coming out this week. Sonic Forces looks like trash, but you can play it if you want to play it.
Trash.
Is that what it says? It looks like
Straight
trash.
Hot garbage is what
It
that
looks
game
like
looks
trash,
like.
but if
It's
you want
like-
to play it,
Usually I see a game and I'm like, man, it's not for me, but it's for somebody. Nope, I don't know who fucking wants this steaming pile of shit on
So
any
if
console.
you do want this game and you do get
Get
it, make sure
fucked.
make sure you come and beat the shit out of
Yeah, I
Kyler.
guess.
Or
Come back
let me know and I'll do it.
Yeah, come back and tell me, I guess. Mine,
Trevor is just gonna be like straight up like, oh, beat the shit out of him.
yeah, smack the fuck out of him. Let's see, we've got 2 Telltale games coming out this week. You guys
Good
keep
old
up with
Trevor.
Minecraft Story Mode.
Oh yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy episode comes out. Neo's coming to PC this week. If you guys didn't get a chance to play that on PlayStation 4, since I know some of y'all are fucking dorks who don't have a PlayStation. It's a good ass game though.
Zach.
This one breaks my heart. Mario Party, the top 100 came out this week. Who's gonna fucking play that on the DS? But it's here, and I'm pissed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
if only they had it for the Switch.
Yeah.
Weeks ago.
Snipper Clips coming out again, like a
Doom.
enhanced. Yeah, Doom for the Switch. I might pick this one up. I want to play that
No.
game again.
This is sad.
That's about it. I'm not gonna get into the weird ones, but not a bad week, I guess. It's not 2 weeks ago when everything was coming out, but it's still pretty cool. Don't get me started on what my phone's doing. I can't.
Mine did
Oh, is that not? I thought that was like a charging thing.
Nope.
It's not supposed to be doing that.
Oh, what the?
Yeah, it's,
What happened?
Look, somebody, I'm
What
not gonna
happened
get
to
into
it, man?
We can have a.
You definitely
topic.
dropped it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell us what happened to it.
Here's the thing. As I've never broken a cell phone before, ever.
I used to say that all the time.
Until this year. I think
You
this
met
is my
me
this
and
is my 3rd phone since I started hanging out with you assholes. That's what I'm saying. That's definitely a later thing.
I just realized that 3rd phone since you hang out, and that's not a very long time.
Yeah, no,
Considering
yeah.
you haven't broken a phone since before you started hanging out with us.
It's not. It's a fucking problem.
You
Anyway,
almost make it sound like it's our fault.
It's not. That's not what I'm saying. It's just like by coincidence, I meet you dickheads, and I break it like immediately after.
To be
meeting
fair, you walked into a
assholes.
pool. with
And then I
no
walked
one,
into a
so-
pool with my back up.
Ooh, that sounds familiar. I did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
once.
And then this guy.
Hi, Mom.
It was like another time. That's another time. But it's been good. Next week we're gonna have some fun stuff. Fucking Nintendo's doing a.
Mine did that too.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 direct, but it's not just about Xenoblade. It's like they said they're doing it mostly for that, but there's no release date for the Zelda DLC supposed to come out this year. The amiibos are coming out on Friday, so like fingers crossed. It's like, oh, and by the way, that DLC Kyler wants to play real bad coming out this week. So I'm gonna freak out if that happens, but otherwise, who knows?
Whatever.
Yeah,
Otherwise.
who cares? But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We had a huge week last week. That's why Eric has to wear a mustache for the foreseeable future. I still want 100 subs. I think I want to make shirts and hats once we get the URL. For us, at least. And if you really want them, you obviously.
Possibly business cards. I remember
the
hearing
business
about that
cards
at
for
some
sure.
point.
That's done been set in stone.
I remember hearing
I've already
business
got that
cards.
set up on
I
Just gonna
don't
drop
remember
that like a
when
Thunder
I heard
game?
business cards, but I know that was an option
it's
where
on the table.
we talked about.
Go to a
This-
Thunder
there was
game
a
and just
possibility of it.
Start throwing them around. That's it. I want to wear a Hardcore Casuals hat while I work, but I want that fucking URL so I don't have to explain.
let's
to
get your
people.
brother, hand him out Thunder games.
That's what
he's
I'm saying.
he's a
It'll be
storm
good.
chaser.
It'll be
Dog,
good.
just have 'em fucking throwing cards at people, dude.
Everywhere, and then we get sued or whatever happens. Somebody slips on it and busts their head.
No.
Woo, yeah.
Luckily, we're not a real
Also-
company, so
Also, check that
we have
out.
nothing.
We'd be on the
us.
news. People would see our URL though.
That is
It's
100%
all hardcore casuals.
An old lady slipped on this business card. We're on the news. Guys, we're on the news. I love it.
We would have a immediate video that
Oh,
day
yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah, because I ripped that and it'd be the video.
All right,
Us
so
live
let's-
streaming the news that we were on.
Yeah,
I'd
so-
watch that fucking video.
yeah, so we
That's
should
some
definitely-
meta-ass shit.
Somehow break an old lady's hip and
I'm already
our
there.
YouTube
Let's
channel
find an old lady we
claim
don't
for it.
like. There was one that cut me off on the highway. Let's track her down. Let's break her hip. Either way, like, comment, subscribe, share this shit with your friends. I want to be your friend, I guess is what I'm saying. But y'all take it easy.